What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I want to talk about DEC today and just get a little bit of an idea of how much we'll need to burn to really get through the excess. Now, this is just an estimate, and there's really no way to tell how much is just floating around on the Ethereum and Binance chains. There is a way to tell, but until and unless we know all the wallets, we can dig into that. I'm just primarily focused on what's on Hive today, and if demand continues to stay high, I think that there's a very good chance that we stay close to peg, or at least closer to peg than we've been the last 9 months. And that demand from these other chains, right, those tokens will start to flow in as we get more syncs, right? So for Land 1.5 upcoming, if it's here, right, people will either burn the SPS, which is exactly what we want, or we will get the DEC coming in from those other chains. So what we can see here, we got 5.25 billion, right? That's what's remaining. Now, PeakMonster still has not removed the null wallet here, but what I want to call out real quick is this account, this top one, SL Hive, which I believe is just all of the DEC that is sitting on Hive, including what is in liquidity pools. So let's actually go over to Tribal Dex, and what I did is I pulled up all of the pools that have DEC, and we're going to go and add up some of the top ones here. So you can see here for the Swap.Hive and DEC, this has, we'll just say 573 million, right? Excuse me. The DEC SPS has 1.365 billion. So already we're at 1.9. Let's see, the next biggest one, let's see, excuse me, sorry guys. Next biggest one is going to be this one here, B in DEC. So that's plus 13, plus we'll just say 4, right, for the swap.eth and DEC. And then these are going to start to get smaller. So Forge and DEC is roughly 9 million right now. And then DEC and vouchers is roughly 4 million. And then from there, we get down to the hundreds of thousands. So we're looking at, and I'm just going to round this up. So 2050, but that actually equals 2.05 billion, which is currently sitting in liquidity pools. So when we go back here to PeakMonsters, okay, now we can take this number, so the 2226, right? So the top one, so that's 2.226 billion minus the 2.050. Oh, whoops, I guess I didn't need the zero. 2.050. And that leaves actually 176 million. So again, this is not the end all be all, but what I'm trying to call out here is that right now on Hive Engine, there are 176 million DEC tokens that are not sitting in liquidity pools. So that probably means that they're just getting traded back and forth, right? They're not sitting in specific accounts here. Obviously there's a lot of team accounts. There's a lot of, team accounts and a lot of player accounts. People are probably accumulating DEC. So it's not to say that, someone like Rent My Cards or Card Auctions or Valhalla God, like all these guys who have 10-figure DEC here, 8-figure DECs will not necessarily just transfer and start trading there as well. But my point is that if it's on Hive Engine already, it's probably just being traded back and forth. So once we can burn through 176 million, and again, it's probably going to have to be significantly more than that, but not by much, right? Because as it is, we're already close to peg. And while I don't think that we're going to go above peg until Land Phase 1.5 comes out, just the fact that we're close to peg, I think is going to be great for the economy, great for just morale overall, right? To see DEC at this level, and demand will only continue to increase. People are starting to hoard it in anticipation for Land, which, hopefully will be out in the next 2.5 months by the end of Q2. So, taking a look at this, again, could people trade DEC? You got a lot of whales here in the system, and the team, is holding a lot of DEC as well. They might choose to take some revenue from that. I've talked about that in previous videos, but ultimately, they're not going to be net sellers and trying to crush the market, right? Like I would think that for them, they are going to be the most sensitive to the price of DEC because they want it to be at that, at or above peg if possible. That way, when they take revenue to pay out the team, to pay out bills, servers, and all that stuff, they're not selling it at a discount. They want to be selling it at or above peg. So, or just paying it out and taking credits in, right? But that's a whole other thing, and that would mean that there's a lot of capital coming into the game, which they can use then to pay out all of their bills while keeping DEC in the ecosystem and not having to sell it. So ultimately, I'm looking to burn, if we just say another 250 million, right? So once we get under the 5 billion mark, that's kind of what I'm eyeing, right? We calculated 176 million, but I would love to see if we can get even closer to peg, right? And I know we're relatively close now. We've gotten close, but we're starting to see, in my opinion, the floor rise a little bit, right? Like we haven't gone back down below 900 Splintoshis. We totally can, but we haven't yet. So I would love to see maybe once we burn through another 250 million, if we can stay above like 950 Splintoshis. And maybe it'll waver here and there, but for the most part, people will realize that, hey, these discounts for DEC aren't really coming anymore. So that is all I have in this video for you guys. Just wanted to share the numbers that I'm looking at, but I wanted to get your thoughts too. How much more do you think we need to burn in order to actually get to peg, or to be much closer to peg, or maybe even above peg? I think it's going to be a little while. It's going to be much more than 250 million. And by that time, when land comes out, people will probably start burning SPS for the DEC that they need, because if all land is in play, we're going to need 7.5 billion DEC, and we don't currently have that. But also, we're probably not going to get all 7.5 billion needed, because not all land is going to be used. So that's all I have. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.